faced many foes during his service to the Spartan army. His fearless leadership and incredible prowess for combat inspired all those in his ranks and made his fleet almost unstoppable. Kratos was also a father and a husband. He loved his wife and daughter deeply, and he bid them goodbye one fateful night as he needed to head out to face his greatest foe yet, in the barbarians, who were led by the barbarian king Ulrich, whose numbers greatly outnumbered those in Kratos' army. The barbarians were too powerful and too many. A battle that lasted hours finally saw the great Spartan general lose. Kratos was facing death, and in a last-ditch effort, he called upon Ares, the god of war.
Ares! Destroy my enemies, and my life is yours.
Kratos would pledge his life to Ares if only the god would come down and kill his enemies. Kratos would be given the Blades of Chaos as a gift from Ares. Kratos would use these blades to kill the barbarian King Ulrich, who mere moments ago was about to end his life. Kratos would go on to kill and conquer villages in the name of Ares for an unspecified amount of time. However, Ares felt that Kratos was being held back by the love that he had for his family, and he couldn't reach his full potential because of it. One night, Kratos and his army would rain destruction upon a village. However, Ares had moved Kratos' wife and daughter into that village without the great Spartan general knowing. Kratos would reach the house that his family were in, and doubt creeped in his mind. He almost second-guessed going in and killing for the first time in his life. However, he would brush those feelings aside, and in a fury, he killed everyone inside. By the time he realized who he had killed, it was too late. Ares appeared and told Kratos that now nothing could hold him back from being death itself. However, Ares' plan backfired, and the trickery of this act only enraged Kratos against the god of war. Kratos was saddened and filled with deep regret after what he had done to his family. When Kratos left the home, the village oracle cursed him by making him carry his wife and daughter's ashes on his skin, giving him the nickname the Ghost of Sparta. Kratos would break his blood oath with Ares and would no longer serve him. However, this did not come without any consequence, as no one can break a blood oath with a god and live freely. Because of this one act, Ares would send the Furies after Kratos. And before we continue, we need to understand who the Furies are and their relationship with the god of war, Ares. Before Kratos pledged his life to Ares, the god of war had formed a plot to take down Olympus and overthrow Zeus as the king of the gods. He persuaded the Furies to aid him in this plan. The Furies are three sisters that are made up of Megaera, Tisiphone, and their queen Alecto. Alecto would later mate with Ares and have a son named Orcus. Ares wanted to have the perfect child and warrior to aid them in their plan to overtake Mount Olympus, but the god of war was incredibly disappointed as his son Orcus did not possess the strength or will to take on such a massive task. Due to this, Ares had no use for Orcus, but the Furies saw potential in him and used him as the Oathkeeper. So when Kratos pledged his life to Ares, Orcus became Kratos' Oathkeeper. But after years of serving the Furies faithfully, Orcus saw the injustice in Kratos' oath with Ares, the god of war, after he tricked the Spartan into killing his own wife and daughter. This caused Orcus to turn against the Furies, and with the help of his lover, the Oracle of Delphi, he tried to warn Zeus of Ares' plot. However, Ares caught wind of this and sent the Furies after him. The Oracle would be punished by having her eyes removed and would be imprisoned, guarded by a powerful guardian. Orcus decided that the only way of stopping Ares would be through Kratos himself. And now that we've established that, we return to Kratos, who decided to break his blood oath with Ares due to the trickery of the god of war. Once again, Ares became angry at this, and he would send the Furies after the Spartan. The Furies would capture Kratos and torture him with visions of the past and illusions. All this was done to weaken the Spartan's mind and force him into serving Ares again. Sometime later, we find Kratos sitting alone in what appears to be his former home. Kratos seems bothered and tired when Orcus suddenly appears. Kratos is instantly alarmed, but Orcus explains that he is there to help him, and he assists the Spartan in breaking free of his illusion. After this, Orcus explains to Kratos how he can free his mind from the Furies' control.
You have no reason to trust me, Spartan. I only ask that you try. Your thoughts are not your own, but I can help you. I believe these belong to you. Use these items to still your mind, Kratos. Do not let illusion deceive you. Have the visions ceased?
I see only you.
Good. You will need this skill for the path ahead.
And what path is that?
The path of freedom, Kratos.
Freedom.
Yes, freedom. Freedom from the Furies who relentlessly hunt you in the name of Ares, and ultimately, freedom from your bond to the god of war himself.
Break an oath with a god. Of all the minds in question, mine is not the one to worry about.
You waver from sound mind to illusion in the beat of a heart. Is that any life for a great warrior? The Furies are near. They cannot know I speak with you. I will draw them away. The truth waits for you in Delphi, Kratos. Seek the Oracle.
With Oracle's message in mind, Kratos seeks the Oracle, and later he finds her temple, but he sees the guardian of the temple, who is a ruthless, self-indulging old man. Kratos makes it to the lower parts of the temple and finds the guardian standing in his way.
Place your offerings for Aletheia. We will decide if they're worthy at our will.
I offer nothing.
You presume to seek audience with the Oracle, and yet you bring no offerings? Bold. Stupid, but bold. Although, you must have good reason to seek the Oracle, carrying such a mark. Return when you have brought appropriate sacrifice.
I have come to see the Oracle, and that is what I intend to do.
I would have liked to hear your story, warrior. It is a shame you fail to see reason. Remove him. We have to find a better slave trader.
Tolerate your impudence. You will not see her.
Kratos fights the Guardian, who turns out to be Pollux and Castor, and when they realize that they are close to defeat, they attempt to kill the Oracle.
You have sealed the Oracle's fate. You will never know the truth.
After this, Kratos rips the twins apart and finds the Oracle severely wounded, but with her dying words, she reveals to Kratos the truth and what he must do to be free of the Furies.
The situation before me is clear. I have waited for this day. Your thoughts are clouded and your mind conflicted, warrior. I can feel it. You seek the truth?
Yes.
So be it. But remember, the truth always comes with a price.
Enemies. Innocent. Kin. Your bond is complete. What's done is done. It cannot be undone.
The Furies infect your mind because you run from your oath to Ares. They will stop at nothing should you resist.
So the Shade speaks the truth.
The intentions of Orcos are pure.
Orcos? But he is a Fury.
And he will play his part in time. My time grows short. To be free of the madness that infects you, you must defeat those who hold your bond with the god of war.
How can I defeat the Furies when all I see is illusion?
Across the sea, the lantern of Delos keeps the eyes of truth.
Delos?
Find the eyes, and they will show you the path to freedom.
With his goal now being the Lantern of Delos, Kratos finds himself a ship, and upon arriving he is greeted by Orcos, who Kratos now knows to be a Fury. But Orcos reveals to Kratos why he decided to betray his mother Alecto and the rest of the Furies. With Kratos unwilling to accept any more of Orcos' help, he leaves, and Kratos journeys to find the lantern the Oracle told him to seek. After reaching the Gauntlet of Apollo, Kratos sees the lantern within reach. However, another illusion is cast upon him, and he is attacked by two of the Furies, Maghera and Tisiphone. Kratos fights both of the sisters, and during the fight, he rips Maghera's arm off and impales Tisiphone. But the lantern is thrown underwater by an unknown beast. After both of the sisters are seemingly defeated, Kratos is stopped by Alecto, the Queen of the Furies.
Enough! It is time, Kratos. Return to your rightful place. Perhaps, if you serve your purpose well, you will even end up on Olympus one day.
I will never serve Ares again!
Your methods fail us, Maghera. I will take care of him. You will return.
Death first!
I should have done this a long time ago.
Orcos! This is what you align with, Spartan?
This time, you will fail.
What have you done? You pathetic weakling! Find them! You will never reach the lantern, Spartan!
You will never reach the eyes now that my mothers know you are after them. This power helped me escape Hecatoncheires.
Then what will happen to you?
If you do not succeed, my fate is sealed regardless.
With Orcos gaining Kratos' trust back, they once again part ways, and Kratos forges a new path in search for the lantern. And a while later, he finally reaches the lantern, and inside, he must grab the eyes of the Oracle, who can see past the dark magic of the Furies. Kratos needs this to defeat them, and upon completing his mission, Kratos is ambushed by the Furies who have captured Orcos.
I'm sorry, Sparta. When I learned that my mothers were close, I came to what...
We have special plans for you, my son.
All this effort and you still fail. Come, sisters. We will break him within the walls of Hecatoncheires.
Kratos would be taken prisoner and tortured for weeks, but he managed to escape and finally kill Maghera for good. He made his way across the prison that the Furies had built and followed Tisiphone into another illusion.
far too long.
You can see her in the morning. Come.
Kratos would not fall for this and left the Furies no choice but to attempt to kill the Spartan.
Offer yourself to us completely, and you shall live in blissful illusion.
Never.
Then let death be your reality! What is the meaning of this? You have made a poor choice, Spartan.
Kratos fought against Tisiphone and Alecto, the remaining Furies, in a long, hard battle, and Kratos would eventually come out on top.
You shame Sparta, Oathbreaker!
You are not fit to be called a Spartan.
I lost everything because of you!
They were not there by chance, Kratos!
You think you want truth, but truth will only bring you pain! My death will not free you from this madness!
Sometime later, we see Kratos return to Sparta, to his old home, and he once again is greeted by Orcos.
I would not have been strong enough to choose your path, Spartan.
Orcos,
I would have taken what my mothers offered.
I would rather live in truth.
I fear you may come to regret those words. Lord Ares still holds your bond.
This cannot be.
Before you killed them, my mothers once again made me your Oathkeeper. For you to be free, I must die by your hand.
I do not understand.
If you do not release me, my father will retain power over you, but even worse, I will live in eternal torture.
I have spilled enough innocent blood.
There is no other way, Spartan. Destroy the Oath. Kill Ares. Have your revenge. I was never the warrior my father wanted me to be. Please, all I ask Give me an honorable death.
With the death of Orcos, the blood oath to Ares was finally broken, and the painful truth rushed back to Kratos' mind. The truth of the murder he committed, the slaughter of his wife and child, the carnage forged from his relentless ambition, surfaced in perfect clarity, and became the visions that would haunt him all of his days.
Kratos would give Orcos a proper burial and place him in his home. Kratos burned the house down, and he was no longer burdened by the Furies and their illusions. However, he was now haunted by the full truth of his actions and what he had done to his family. Kratos wanted to rid himself of this, and so he began a 10-year servitude to the rest of the gods, obviously not including Ares. The other gods promised him that they would free his mind of all he had done and finally give him a chance at peace. Five years after the death of the Furies, and halfway done with his 10 years of service, we find Kratos in the city of Attica, where Kratos is helping against the invading Persian army, and Kratos is there on the orders of the gods. He would defeat the Persians with ease and would ask the gods if there was more that he could do. However, Kratos witnessed the sun fall from the sky, and the earth would be covered in darkness, except for a single shining light. When Kratos arrives at the light, a statue of Athena begins to speak to the Spartan and tells him that Helios has disappeared and that the being known as Morpheus had taken advantage of this and covered the world in a black fog, which affects even the gods. Athena tells Kratos that he must find Helios and return him to the sky. On his journey to find Helios, Kratos continues to hear a melody playing over and over inside of his mind, and he recognizes the melody from a long time ago. It's from his daughter Calliope. Kratos snaps out of it, and when he meets Eos, who is the sister of Helios, Eos tells the Spartan to head to the temple of Olympus, where he will need to get the premortal fire, which he will need to save Helios from the Titan Atlas. She also promises that the gods will relieve him of his nightmares sooner if he succeeds in saving Helios. Kratos is weary of this as he knows that the gods have let him down before, but he agrees, and upon retrieving the premortal fire, he heads into the underworld where he catches a glimpse of his daughter Calliope, and Kratos follows her. However, he is greeted by Persephone, the queen of the underworld, who tells Kratos that he can once again be with his daughter if he lets go of all his past sins and relinquishes the power that the gods have given him. However, if he does this, the world will suffer. But Kratos agrees and gives his powers up to be with his daughter once again. However, Persephone's true nature is revealed.
Calliope!
Father?
My child.
Why did you go?
I am here now, child. And I will not leave you again.
I have watched over you pathetic mortals for 1,000 years, and it is always the same. Serving yourself before the needs of others has always been your flaw. But no matter. For now you serve my purpose. It is time for all that came before to end. The Titan will fulfill his role and finish what I have started. I released Atlas.
You?
As you were pathetically disarming yourself, Atlas completed the task I set him out to do. With the power of the sun in his hands, it is only a matter of time before he destroys the pillar that holds the world. And Olympus with it.
But why?
Do you think it was my choice to wed a man I did not love? Live a life I did not choose? I was betrayed by the very gods that once saw me as their own. But no more. Once the pillar is destroyed, the world will revert into chaos.
And what is to become of you?
I will have my peace and be free from this miserable existence. I will perish, but it is my choice.
Father? What's happening? I'm scared.
In your selfish choice to be with your daughter, you have caused her ruin.
No.
Elysium falls too, Kratos. She will perish.
No! I will not let the gods take her from me again!
Father!
The choice was clear to him, yet impossible to make. To stay with his daughter meant the end of the world and the end of her. To stop Persephone and Atlas would mean forsaking his daughter forever. While his hatred and anger for the gods grew ever stronger, he knew there was but one thing to do.
Kratos regains his powers, and he leaves his daughter behind. He follows Persephone, and they engage in battle. Kratos wins, but Persephone has one final message for the ghost of Sparta.
Your suffering will never end, ghost of Sparta.
After Persephone's death, Kratos has a conversation with Atlas, the titan that captured Helos.
Perhaps you believe the Olympians will help you. But I ask, where are your gods now, Kratos? Why do they not come to your aid? I do not need the aid of the gods! But my path is now clear to me. I will serve them, and they will keep their promise to free me from my past! I ask you, Spartan, what good is the promise of an Olympian? It is all I have, Atlas! We will meet again, Spartan. The fates have deemed it. One day, you will regret what you have done here.
Even with Atlas revealing to Kratos that an Olympian's promise means absolutely nothing, Kratos believes he needs to fulfill his servitude, as it is the only hope he has left. Kratos fulfills his promise to the gods and returns Helos to the sky. However, he is weakened due to everything that has occurred, and he falls from the sky.
As Kratos fell from the chariot to the earth, was this sacrifice too much for one to bear, even for the man who was known as the Ghost of Sparta?
He has again served us well, Athena.
He is a remarkable man.
He is weak. Shall we help him?
He'll live. They must.
Kratos, without realizing what has happened, awakens overlooking the Aegean Sea. Another 5 years pass, and Kratos is currently assigned to kill a Hydra for the god of sea, Poseidon. And after easily doing so, he sails to his next assignment. But he is tired and angry because he is still haunted by the visions of his past, and the slaying of his family cloud his mind. In a fit of rage, he calls upon Athena and demands to be freed of his visions. He wants to forget everything that he's done. And suddenly, Athena appears to him.
10 years, Athena. I have faithfully served the gods for 10 years. When will you relieve me of these nightmares?
We request one final task of you, Kratos. Your greatest challenge awaits in Athens, where even now my brother Ares lays siege as we speak. Athens is on the verge of destruction. It is the will of Ares my great city fall. Zeus has forbidden the gods from waging war on each other. That is why it must be you, Kratos. Only a mortal trained by a god has a chance at defeating Ares.
And if I am able to do this, to kill a god, then the visions, they will end?
Complete this final task, and the past that consumes you will be forgiven. Have faith, Kratos. The gods do not forget those who come to their aid.
With his final assignment from the gods revealed, Kratos heads to Athens, who is currently enthralled in a war against Ares. The god of war is destroying the city, and when Kratos arrives, he seeks the Oracle of Athens, who informs the ghost of Sparta on what he needs to do to kill a god.
Choose your enemies wisely, Kratos. Your brute strength alone will not be enough to destroy Ares. Only one item in the world will allow you to defeat a god. Pandora's box, which lies far beyond the walls of Athens, hidden by the gods across the desert to the east. But be warned, Kratos. Many have gone in search of Pandora's box. None have returned.
Kratos travels through the desert of lost souls in search of Pandora's box and encounters Athena once again. She tells him that the box is hidden in Pandora's temple, which is located on the back of the Titan Kronos, who is carrying the temple as a punishment from Zeus for his contributions in the great war between the Titans and the gods many years ago. Kratos finds Kronos and makes a climb on the back of the Titan to reach the temple, which takes him about 3 days due to the massive size of the defeated Titan. Kratos must complete many tasks on the back of Kronos to reach the temple where Pandora's box is hidden. However, one task that stayed with him was the sacrifice of a soldier who Kratos needed to burn alive to reach his destination.
Please! Oh, please, no. Gods on high, save me from this barbarian! Please! Please! No. No!
After reaching Pandora's box, he needed to take it back to Athens and use it to save the city, but more importantly, kill the god of war. However, Ares knew that Kratos had finally found the sacred box, and he also knew that he needed to stop the Spartan.
So, little Spartan, you've recovered Zeus's precious box, but you will not live long enough to see it opened. I will see to that. Goodbye, Spartan. You will rot in the depths of Hades for all eternity.
Kratos seemed defeated. He had died and he was hurled towards the underworld to die for eternity. However, Kratos was not done. His promise to kill Ares was not completed, and so he fought his way out of the underworld, overcoming every obstacle thrown at him, and he re-emerged back on Earth. He headed towards Athens, and he was finally face to face with the god that was responsible for torturing his mind for 10 years. The god that tricked him into killing his wife and daughter. The god that had sent the Furies after him to break his mind and torture him. Everything Kratos had done had finally led him to Ares.
And now, even Pandora's box is mine! Would you have me use it against Olympus itself?
Kratos, returned even from the underworld.
Is this the best you can do, Father? You send a broken mortal to defeat me, the god of war?
After thousands of years, Pandora's box was finally opened. The power of the gods unleashed.
You are still just a mortal. Every bit as weak as the day you begged me to save your life.
I am not the same man you found that day. The monster you've created has returned to kill you.
You have no idea what a true monster is, Kratos. Your final lesson Kratos. It was I who saved you in your time of greatest need.
I haven't forgotten, Ares. I remember how you saved me.
That night, I was trying to make you a great warrior.
You succeeded.
After the defeat of Ares, Kratos finally had his revenge. Athens thrived again, and Kratos had one thing on his mind. He sought Athena once again, in hopes that she would finally free him of the memories that haunt him.
Athena, rid me of the memories that haunt me still.
You have done well, Kratos. Though we mourn the death of our brother, the gods are indebted to you. We promised your sins would be forgiven, and so they are. But we never promised to take away your nightmares. No man, no god could ever forget the terrible deeds you have done.
Kratos felt abandoned, betrayed. He felt used by the other gods. They wouldn't grant him peace, and he remembered 5 years ago when he stood at the Aegean Sea after he returned Helios to the sky. And so he returned there. Kratos saw no other way but death.
Now there is no hope.
And Kratos cast himself from the highest mountain in all of Greece. After 10 years of suffering, 10 years of endless nightmares, it would finally come to an end. Death would be his escape from madness. The fate of Kratos was not as it seemed. The gods had other plans. Borne aloft like a feather, Kratos found himself risen from the sea and placed on solid earth.
You will not die this day, Kratos. The gods cannot allow one who has performed such service to perish by his own hand. Ares' tactics were brutal. His path of destruction had to be stopped. But now there is an empty throne in Olympus, and a new god of war is needed.
With death not being a choice for Kratos, he would now become the new god of war. But his mind was still troubled. Before we continue, guys, it is important to note that Kratos was not fully a god yet. He was on his way to become one later on. He was still between mortal and godhood, and we will now be covering the events of the PSP game Ghost of Sparta, and after that we will jump into God of War Betrayal, which was a side-scrolling platformer that is canon to the overall mythos of God of War, and it was released on Facebook, I think many years ago. Kratos now sits among the gods in the throne that once belonged to Ares. However, Kratos is still plagued by his actions when he served the God of War. But Kratos experiences a new vision.
Help me.
Something that he hadn't seen before. It showcases a woman asking Kratos for help, and it shows a younger version of himself during his Spartan training. Kratos begins to wonder what this means, and he believes that it's much more than just a mere vision. He feels like he can actually change this one, and he sets sails to Atlantis to find answers. But Athena advises against it.
This is not a wise course of action, Kratos. It was a dream, nothing more.
The visions still haunt me, Athena. The visions you promised to take away. But this vision, I can change.
Perhaps it is a vision best left unchanged. There is more to this than you know. Please,
Now, Kratos ignored Athena's pleas and he headed to the city of Atlantis. However, he faced some trouble from Poseidon himself. Once Kratos made it inside of Atlantis, he found his mother.
How I have missed you, Kratos.
What treachery is this? Another trick of the gods?
No, my son. It is me. Your father brought me here. I have waited so long.
My father?
We do not have much time, Kratos. Your brother does not have much time. He lives, trapped in torment, deep in death's domain.
But he's gone. You told me that he was...
I'm sorry. I had no choice but to lie. You must listen now. The temple of Ares in Sparta holds the secret that will lead to your brother. The road will not be easy, but you must help him. You must, Kratos. He needs you.
This cannot be. Why? Why would you do this?
Your father forbid me to tell you.
My father? Who is my father?
She would transform into a beast, and Kratos had no other choice but to fight her.
Your brother, Kratos. Go to Sparta. Find Deimos. He needs you.
Mother! What have I done?
Kratos would set out to find his brother Deimos, and on his journey he would meet another titan. This one was named Thera, who had been imprisoned below Atlantis for a long time. Kratos freed her to gain her powers. However, this resulted in the destruction and the sinking of Poseidon's kingdom, Atlantis. After this, Kratos would summon Athena again, and his rage would grow with every new detail that he would learn.
Athena! You lied to me! The gods lied to me! My brother lives. He lives! Athena!
Don't let your rage blind you, Kratos. There is much you do not know. Be warned. They will all try to stop you.
As Kratos made his way to Sparta, he encountered Iris, who is the daughter of Thanatos, the god of death. She picks a fight with the new god of war, and she loses.
Ghost of Sparta. The god says your brother belongs to Thanatos. So blood.
You cannot stop me!
Kratos finally arrives at Sparta, and the vision of him and his brother training years ago returns to him.
A Spartan warrior never lets his back hit the ground. Even in death, a Spartan stands tall for battle. You are a Spartan, are you not?
Yes, Kratos.
After the Great War with the Titans, the Oracle had foretold the demise of the Olympian gods and the destruction of Olympus. She saw that it would be brought about not by the hands of the Titans, who thirsted for revenge, but by the hands of a mortal, a marked warrior.
After his search in Sparta, Kratos returns to Atlantis to locate Death's domain, where he knows he can find his brother, Deimos. As Kratos nears the now sunken city of Atlantis, his ship is destroyed by Poseidon, who is angry at Kratos for destroying his kingdom. Poseidon tells Kratos that he will not forget this action. And after this, Athena appears to Kratos again and warns him about his search. Here, Kratos realizes that it was her and Ares who took her brother Deimos years ago, and she reveals to Kratos why they did it.
Your brother was a threat to Olympus, Kratos. What was done had to be done. Forgive me. Forgive me.
Why? Why did you help him?
I was there for you, Kratos. You had to be saved.
You should have saved him. I should have saved him.
There is more to this than you could possibly know, Kratos.
Lies and riddles. That's all you give me, Athena. I will save my brother, and you will stay out of my way.
After this, Kratos decides that he doesn't care about the gods or Athena. All he wants to do is find his brother. And after making it to Death's domain, he finally finds what he's been searching for.
Brother, you are safe now. Safe! You let this happen to me. You were supposed to protect me. Did you think I would forget? Did you think I would forgive? I will never forgive you, brother.
Kratos and Deimos fight, as Kratos' younger brother feels that the ghost of Sparta abandoned him. However, Kratos doesn't want to kill his younger brother. Kratos has already spilled so much blood, and as Deimos is trying to kill him, the god of death appears, Thanatos, who takes Deimos and intends to kill him as revenge against Kratos for the death of his daughter, Iris.
Killed my daughter, Spartan, and now you will suffer for it.
However, Kratos is able to save his brother, who in turn forgives the Spartan, and they team up for a battle against Death himself.
Spartan never lets his back hit the ground. Right, brother? I will not lose you again, Deimos. Come! The fight is not over. The Oracle may have yet spoken truth. The marked warrior shall bring about the destruction of Olympus. Ares chose poorly that day. He took your brother when it should have been you. None of that matters now. Nothing you do is of your own choosing. The gods do not decide my fate, Thanatos! The gods decide, and the Sisters of Fate make it so. You are nothing but a pawn in a game you don't even know is being played. Pathetic. Now is the time, Kratos. The beginning of the end.
During this fight, Deimos is killed by Thanatos, and Kratos is filled with rage and overpowers the god of death, killing him. And then carrying his brother into a grave, Kratos had once again lost all he had: his wife, his daughter, his mother, and now once again, his brother. As Kratos contemplates killing himself again, he questions himself on what he has become, and suddenly Athena shows up, this time not as a statue, but as her true form.
You have let go of that which made you mortal. Your ties to this world are severed. You are ready to be a god.
Is this all a game to you, Athena? It is not over, Athena. The gods will pay for this.
Forgive me, brother.
Kratos now once again sits in his throne, but now his anger has overtaken him, and he begins to ponder on whether he should take action against the gods. And on the other hand, the gods of Olympus begin to feel a great distrust against the new god of war, Kratos. A little while later, we see Kratos leading a Spartan army against Greece. While fighting alongside his warriors, he is attacked by a number of beasts led by the giant Argos, who was sent by Hera to stop Kratos, and Hera is Zeus's wife. However, before Kratos can defeat the beast, Argos is killed by an unknown assassin in an effort to destroy the ghost of Sparta's reputation with the other gods of Olympus. And we already know that Kratos' reputation amongst the gods is already hanging by a thread. Kratos pursues this assassin through Greece in order to discover who he is. However, he is slowed down by many attacks of Hades' minions. Soon the son of Hermes, Syrinx, is sent to deliver a message to Kratos from the king of the gods, Zeus, who we know is beginning to feel a great distrust towards Kratos due to all the destruction that he has left behind. Zeus wants Kratos to stop the attack on Greece, but the god of war refuses, and a fight with Syrinx begins. While Kratos is busy fighting, the assassin manages to flee, and the story of God of War betrayal ends with the death of Syrinx by the hands of Kratos. Here, Kratos realizes that Zeus would eventually take action for this act of defiance, something that Kratos quietly welcomed. Now we have told the story of Ghost of Sparta and Betrayal. These stories take place after God of War 1, but before God of War 2. It should now be smooth sailing from here. We will cover God of War 2 and then God of War 3, and then we will continue the story. The hardest to dissect so far has actually been God of War Betrayal, but the main point here is that all of the bloodshed and distrust of the gods have led Kratos to his next action, one that would define not only his life, but the one of the gods of Olympus. We find Kratos sitting in his throne. He has been shunned by the other gods on Olympus due to his relentless rage and all that has happened since he killed Ares. However, Kratos has found refuge or some sort of family in his Spartan army, who on Earth used the strength of Kratos to kill and take over in the name of Sparta. And one night, Kratos decides to head down and help his army finish the fight. However, Athena comes to him in an effort to stop Kratos from destroying city after city, which, as we know, he has been doing.
Enough, Kratos! With every city you destroy, the wrath of Olympus grows. Soon I will no longer be able to protect you.
I need no protection.
Do not forget that it was I who made you a god, Ghost of Sparta. Do not turn your back on me.
I owe you nothing.
Then you leave me no choice.
With Kratos now in Rhodes, he begins to destroy the city, but he is soon robbed of some of his godly power, which Kratos believes is Athena's doing. The power stolen from Kratos is given to the Colossus of Rhodes, the statue that sat in front of the city of Rhodes, and it begins to attack the god of war. However, with some of his power still intact, Kratos begins to fight the Colossus, and a few moments later, Zeus calls to Kratos and gives him the Blades of Olympus, the weapon responsible for ending the Great War between the Titans and the Olympians many years ago. Zeus tells Kratos to infuse the blade with the rest of his godly power. This will help him take out the Colossus and reach his full potential. However, Kratos is weary of this, and he asks why Zeus is helping, and Zeus simply says that all he does is to help Olympus. Kratos infuses his powers into the blades and defeats the Colossus, but Kratos is severely injured by the falling hand of the defeated statue. Due to him not having his godly powers, he is extremely hurt, and he is headed to the Blade of Olympus to retrieve his powers.
Yes, I am forced to attend to this matter myself. Athena refused to undo her mistake. Imagine caring for a creature such as yourself. Am I to stand idly by while Olympus is threatened? Your hands are already stained by the blood of a god. I will not let Ares' fate be my own.
The gods are petty and pathetic, and your rule is weak.
I grow tired of this insolence. I am the king of Olympus. And it is my way that is the way of the gods. You must vow to forever serve me.
I serve no one.
Then you'll leave me no choice. It did not have to be this way, my son. This path is of your choosing.
A choice from the gods is as useless as the gods themselves.
Even now, as you draw your last breath, you continue to defy me? Everything you have ever known, Kratos, will now suffer because of your sacrilege. You will never be the ruler of Olympus. The cycle ends here.
After witnessing the death of his entire Spartan army, Kratos' life begins to fade away, and the hands of Hades begin to drag him down to the underworld. And as they begin to torment him, a voice calls to Kratos.
Fight! This is not the end.
Who are you?
I am the Titan Gaia, ever-present Mother of Earth. I have watched you become a powerful warrior, and I have been with you through all the events of your life, but I can no longer simply watch. We will help you defeat Zeus. Death is an escape, Kratos. You are a warrior of Sparta, not a coward. Only a coward accepts death.
I am no coward.
Then you must fight. I will show you the way to the Sisters of Fate. Only with their power will you defeat Zeus.
With his goal now being to find the Sisters of Fate to change the past, Kratos fights his way out of the underworld, and when he reaches Earth, he looks through to see if anyone survived the attack from Zeus, and there is one Spartan soldier that did. Kratos sends the Spartan soldier back to Sparta to ready the armies left and defend their home. The Titan Gaia gifts Kratos with Pegasus, who will take him to the island of the Fates. On his way there, Kratos stops on a mountain where the Titan Typhon is imprisoned. Kratos also meets Prometheus, another Titan who is being tortured every day by Zeus.
Who has placed you in this torment?
Zeus. My only crime was helping mankind. When I took the fires of Olympus to the mortals, Zeus considered it a betrayal. As punishment, he made me mortal and condemned me to be savagely consumed every day by this cursed bird. And then, with the fall of night, I am healed. How long have I been here? How long have I suffered this curse? I truly do not know. Please, Ghost of Sparta, release me from my torment!
Kratos eventually grants Prometheus' wish of freedom by killing him in the fires of Olympus. Now what we're seeing here is the aftermath of the Great War and why the Titans have such deep hatred for the gods of Olympus, and especially Zeus, as he is the one that has been punishing them for centuries. Now Kratos leaves the prison of Typhon and continues his journey to the island of the Fates. However, he is stopped by protectors of the island that eventually kill Pegasus. Kratos kills the guardians of the Fates and falls towards the island. He soon asks why Gaia is helping him, and she reveals the truth of Zeus' origins.
Why do you aid me, Gaia?
Zeus must be stopped, Kratos. This story of revenge has been told before. You know of the mighty Titan Kronos. So fearful was Kronos of the Oracle's prediction that his own children would rise against him, that he decided to imprison them all in his belly. Rhea stood by and watched as her children were devoured one by one. But when the time came for the last of her children to be eaten, she was unable to bear another such loss, and devised a trick to save the baby Zeus. Rhea commanded the eagle to secret her son away. He was taken to an island far beyond the watchful eyes of Kronos. It was I who cared for him. It was I who kept him safe. I nurtured his desire to free his brothers and sisters from Kronos. But my foolish act of compassion would haunt the Titans forever. For in sparing Zeus, we allowed him to return to us with vengeance in his heart. He betrayed all of the Titans for the sins of just one. The sins of his father, Kronos.
Kratos realizes that the pathway to the Fates is not an easy one, with many seeking the Fates to change their own destiny. As he continues his journey, he is attacked by a man on a horse that drags him off his course. This man is revealed to be the barbarian king, Ulrich.
By the gods, it is true. I have fought my way through the guardians of Hades and pulled my way out of the fires of torment to change my fate. And for my efforts, the sisters shine their light upon me, delivering the very object of my vengeance, Kratos. The servant of Ares. Do you remember that day, Spartan? I will never forget that day. This time, Ghost of Sparta, I will have your head.
Now, after defeating Ulrich again, Kratos continues his path, but runs into the demigod Perseus, who wages a war against the god of war, as he believes this is a test from the Sisters of Fate themselves.
I have faced test after test in search of the sisters. And now you have dashed it all away. You certainly do not live up to your reputation, Ghost of Sparta. But perhaps this is a test. Are you watching me now, sisters? Give me a sign! Am I, the great Perseus, to kill this fallen god to receive an audience with you? Will that allow me to bring my love back from the grasp of Hades himself? If not, at least I can bathe in the glory of being the one who brought down the mighty Kratos, the slayer of gods. Although I hardly think a Harpy's fool such as yourself deserves such praise.
Kratos savagely kills the demigod and continues forward. As Kratos is about to reach the Temple of the Fates, he encounters Icarus.
You will never make it across. You think you can, but you cannot. Do you hear me? It's my wings that will make it across. It is my test! Do you not know who I am? Have you not heard of Icarus? It is my fate to make it across, none other! This is my test! The sisters will grant me an audience, not you. You will die, White Warrior. You will die.
I will reach the Sisters of Fate, and I will use your wings to do so.
The sisters will not allow you, a fallen god, to bathe in their light!
With Icarus dead and his wings now belonging to Kratos, the Ghost of Sparta finds himself face to face once again with the Titan Atlas. Kratos tells Atlas that he plans on killing Zeus, and Atlas tells Kratos about the creation of the Blade of Olympus.
And how do you plan to defeat the King of the Gods?
By taking the Blade of Olympus back and driving it into Zeus's heart! It holds the power I once wielded as the god of war!
The Blade of Olympus? I have not heard that name in many years. Since the end of the Great War. Bloodlust and power raged within Zeus. His desire to rule over mortals was intolerable to us. The war between the Titans and the Olympians forged the landscape of the mortal world. It was a war that we knew the Titans must win. If we lost, it would mean an end to the golden age of the Titan rule. Peace and prosperity for mankind would be no more. The battle continued despite my capture. Then Zeus created a powerful weapon to end the Great War. A weapon forged from the heavens and the earth. The Blade of Olympus.
I banish you to the darkest pits of Tartarus!
I awoke in the torment of the underworld, banished to the darkest pits of Hades. I would have destroyed Zeus if you had not put me here, slave of the gods.
I no longer do the bidding of the gods, Atlas! I have stomached their betrayal for the last time! Show me the way to the sisters, and I will kill Zeus once and for all!
What Gaia says is true, Ghost of Sparta. You are a powerful warrior and a worthy ally of the Titan.
Then tell me how to find the temple of the Sisters of Fate!
None. Not even the Titan know how to reach the Sisters' Temple. But it is said he who finds it will wield great power. I have given you the last of my magic, Spartan, and I will help you across the great chasm. But that is all I can offer.
Kratos heads back to the surface with the help of the Titan and seeks an audience with the Fates. However, just before Kratos is about to cross, he is stopped by a warrior he cannot see due to the darkness that surrounds them. They fight and Kratos severely injures this warrior, and he comes to find out that it was his Spartan soldier that he had sent back to Sparta to ready the armies. The Spartan reveals to Kratos why he is there.
My lord? I told you to return to Sparta! Why do you leave Sparta unprotected?
Sparta is no more.
What treachery is this?
Zeus. He came under the cloak of darkness into Sparta.
Keep watch.
Cried out for you. They begged for their god to save them. But you did not come.
was left with no choice. I had to seek out the sisters to change the fate of our beloved Sparta. For I am all that is left. Now you are all that is left. I have faith that our brothers of Sparta will live on through the true god of war.
Zeus! Is this how you face me, coward? I am through doing the bidding of the gods! Come down here and face me now, Zeus!
Kratos is severely damaged by this revelation. The hate for Zeus is greater than ever. In his rage, Kratos cannot hear the Kraken that comes behind him. But Kratos is so angry that this Kraken is no match for the god of war. Kratos kills it easily and finally crosses the bridge to see the Sisters of Fate. Kratos is greeted by Lachesis, the middle sister, who controls how long someone lives and how their life plays out.
We sisters determine the fate of all. It was I who deemed that the Titans lose the Great War, and I who have allowed you to come this far. It is not your destiny to kill Zeus.
You no longer control my destiny.
I see Gaia has filled you with her lies.
I have warned you. Let me pass.
You have always amused us, Kratos. But know this, mortal. There is no power greater than the Sisters of Fate. If you challenge us, you will die.
Kratos engages in a battle against Lachesis, who calls upon her older sister Atropos, who is known as the goddess of the future. Kratos battles both sisters and eventually imprisons them in their own mirror, who Kratos destroys with the sisters inside. Kratos heads over to the Loom Chamber, where Clotho, the youngest sister, resides, and she is the one who controls someone's birth and when they are to be born. She is also the one with access to the thread of Kratos' life. He can use this thread to turn back time and take him to the moment where Zeus killed him. Clotho is a disgusting creature that Kratos manages to kill very easily. He then finds his thread and he heads back in time to kill Zeus once and for all.
Even now, as you draw your last breath, you continue to defy me? No matter. What? How can this be? The Sisters of Fate have aided you. Unexpected.
The sisters are dead.
I underestimated you. A mistake I do not intend to repeat. The true power of a god.
Kratos and Zeus engage in a battle on top of the summit of sacrifice, and Kratos is able to get the upper hand on the king of the gods. However, someone comes to Zeus' aid.
You cannot do this, Kratos!
You dare stand against me, Athena?
I do not wish to fight you, Kratos, but I will defend Olympus!
Know this, my son. You have started a war you cannot possibly win. The fates have already deemed me victorious.
No, Kratos! Stop!
Athena! No! Why do you sacrifice yourself?
To save Olympus.
I do not seek to destroy Olympus, only Zeus.
Zeus is Olympus.
He brought this to himself.
Because of fear, Kratos. A fear felt by his father, Kronos. A fear that wrought the Great War. A fear that drove Zeus to kill you. His own son.
His son?
Just as Zeus was compelled to destroy his father, Kronos. You are compelled to do the same. No son should destroy his own father.
No, I have no father.
God after God will deny you, Kratos. They will protect Zeus. Zeus must live so that Olympus will prevail.
If all on Olympus will deny me my vengeance, then all on Olympus will die. I have lived in the shadow of the gods for long enough. The time of the gods has come to an end.
After watching Athena's life leave her body, Kratos begins to think of the only people that want revenge against Zeus as much as him. It's the Titans. So he heads back to the Loom Chamber and goes back in time to the Great War. Here he recruits the Titans to fight against Zeus, but in his time.
We have been expecting you, Ghost of Sparta. The gods are far too powerful for us to defeat now.
All on Olympus tremble at my name. Zeus is weak. Ares and Athena are dead, and I wield the blade. We can win the Great War, but not in this time. Together, we will destroy the petty gods, and we will see Olympus crumble before us. Come with me, Gaia. Return to my time. Victory awaits.
We have faced far worse than this one fallen mortal. But we are the gods. We whom the mortals worship. We who rule over this land. We who will not be swept aside by this petulant fool. Brothers, put aside the petty grievances that have splintered us for so long. We will unite, we will stand together, and I will wipe out this plague. Olympus will prevail.
Zeus, your son has returned! I bring the destruction of Olympus!
We begin the end with Kratos atop of Gaia, who is climbing Mount Olympus alongside the other Titans. Zeus sends the other gods and his brothers to fight the Titans. This includes Helios, Hades, Poseidon, Hermes, and himself. Now every single one of those gods apart from Helios has a bone to pick with the ghost of Sparta. And as the war begins, Kratos is stopped by Poseidon, who is looking for revenge against the Spartan for the destruction of Atlantis and the murder of his niece Athena. Kratos and Gaia fight Poseidon together, and Kratos eventually comes out on top, killing the god of the sea in savagely fashion.
Zeus should have kept you where you belong. No matter how many gods fall, there will always be another to stand against you.
They will fall as well.
The death of Olympus means the death of us all.
Then prepare for your death, Poseidon.
This plunges Greece into water and fills their cities with tsunamis and storms. After the death of Poseidon, Kratos sets his sights on Zeus, and with Gaia's help, he makes it to the top of Mount Olympus, where he comes face to face with Zeus once more.
What will you do, Father? You can no longer hide behind the skirts of Athena.
Athena is dead because of the rage that consumes you, Kratos. What more will you destroy?
The hands of death could not defeat me. The sisters of fate could not hold me. And you will not see the end of this day. I will have my revenge!
Petulant child! I will tolerate your insolence no more!
I can hold on no longer!
If I help you, we will both fall. Even now, Zeus gains.
The destruction of Zeus is why you saved me from death!
I saved you to serve the Titans!
Do not deny me my revenge!
Listen carefully, Kratos. You were a simple pawn, nothing more. Zeus is no longer your concern. This is our war, not yours.
With the Titan's betrayal, Kratos falls deep into the underworld and lands inside Hades' domain. He is severely weakened by the river Styx, who eat and destroy anything that falls inside of it. As Kratos carries himself out of the river, he knows he must once again find a way to Mount Olympus, this time on his own and with no allies by his side. However, Athena appears to him again. Apparently, she's now reached a higher existence and seems to want to aid the Spartan in his quest for vengeance. Athena tells Kratos that he must find the flame and extinguish it, as that is the only way to truly defeat Zeus. Kratos makes his way through the underworld and encounters Hephaestus, who tells Kratos more about the flame and its powers.
Leave me be! I tell you, I have paid the price.
Calm yourself, Smith God.
Ghost of Sparta. It is you.
Well, well, well. I thought Zeus would have killed you by now.
I thought you would have escaped this cavern by now.
Zeus may have imprisoned me here, but you are the reason I live in torment.
I did you no wrong, Hephaestus. I pursue only one Olympian.
Well, as long as it's only one Olympian.
I seek the flame of Olympus. Do you know of it?
For what purpose, Spartan?
For the purpose I have chosen. Now tell me, do you know of the flame?
All true children of Olympus know of it. They've all come to respect its power. But don't be fooled by its enticing glow. Neither god nor man can touch its lethal flame.
I only need to find it.
If you can find your way out of the underworld, I'm sure you can find your way to the flame of Olympus.
You have been truly helpful, Hephaestus.
As Kratos is looking to retrieve the blade of Olympus, he encounters a young girl who appears as a flame, and she begins to talk to the Spartan.
Kratos?
How do you know of me?
You are the ghost of Sparta. Everyone knows who you are. Everyone is afraid of you.
There are reasons for that.
I'm not afraid of you.
It is good you're not afraid, child. Fear is a heavy burden.
I'm not a child, Kratos.
It does not matter what you are. My concerns lay elsewhere.
Kratos, please. I need you to free me.
The quest for freedom is also a heavy burden. I cannot help you.
Kratos later continues on his journey to leave the underworld and finds a casket where Persephone lays, the queen of the underworld, that Kratos killed years ago. Hades, still enraged by this, begins a fight with Kratos, and the god of war ends up killing Hades and taking his soul. Leaving the underworld without a ruler, Kratos meets with Hephaestus again, who is surprised that Hades is now dead. Hephaestus also reveals who the girl that appeared to Kratos is.
The god of the underworld is dead.
Dead? Ah, Hades deserved to suffer, though I thought his death impossible.
Olympians overestimate themselves.
Interesting. I will keep that in mind, Spartan. Ha ha ha. You need the soul of a god to use the Hyperion Gate, Kratos. And that one has not been used for centuries. I'm sure it's broken, otherwise I would have seen my beautiful... You know, Kratos, I wasn't always like this. A monster. I was once the most prized craftsman in all of Olympus. Zeus rewarded me with my marriage to the beautiful Aphrodite. My mother, Hera, bragged of my talent. But the day you killed Ares was the day my world was torn from me. That day, Zeus became the fiend you now know. Worst of all, he took my beloved daughter, Pandora. My reason for living. I spend my time here trying to recreate her. I fail again and again. She still lives, Spartan. I can feel it. You You, Kratos. You can bring her back to me.
Your child is not my concern.
But surely you can understand. You were once a father, too.
When Kratos leaves the underworld, he finds a Titan fighting against Helios, the god of the sun. Kratos intervenes and causes Helios to be severely injured, and Kratos engages in conversation with the injured god.
Kratos, I have not forgotten the debt I owe you. Save me now, as you once saved me from Atlas. And I promise to repay you in full.
If you wish to repay me, tell me where I can find the Flame of Olympus.
The flame? You will never defeat Zeus, Spartan. You will forfeit your life in trying.
Of all the lives you should worry about, Helios, mine is not one of them.
Wait! I can tell you that to destroy Zeus, you must step into the flame to receive its power.
You lie, Helios! Hephaestus told me the flame kills all who touch it.
And you believe him? That freak has fallen from the graces of Olympus!
That is exactly why I believe him.
My death will not lead you to Zeus.
That is where you are wrong.
After killing the god of the sun, rain falls upon Greece, and its skies are covered in dark clouds. Kratos later finds Pandora's box, which is engulfed in the flames, and it cannot be retrieved. However, Kratos thought that Pandora's box was no more after the defeat of Ares, but Athena appears and explains why it's there.
What is the meaning of this?
Your eyes do not deceive you, Kratos. It is the same box you opened years ago. The power to kill a god still rests inside.
I released those powers when I killed Ares.
No. Trapped inside that box, there is a stronger power. It has been missing from the world. It all began when Zeus triumphed over the Titans in the Great War. Zeus understood that the evils born from that battle, if left free, would destroy the world of man and gods. To contain these evils, Zeus commissioned Hephaestus to build a vessel strong enough to hold them. Fear, greed, hate. He locked them all away in the box in hopes that they would never again infect his reign. When you opened the box to kill Ares, you drew from the forbidden powers. After witnessing your victory, fear gripped Zeus.
But the flame is deadly. How can I recover the box?
With its namesake, Kratos.
Pandora?
She is the key to destroying the flame. The key to our revenge. This will be difficult, Spartan.
A simple child will not trouble me, Athena.
I hope you are right, Ghost of Sparta.
With Kratos now knowing that he must use Pandora to extinguish the flames, he has a slight moment of hesitation, but he continues on and encounters Hermes, the messenger of the gods, who also has not forgotten that the Ghost of Sparta killed his son, Syrinx. Hermes taunts Kratos, and when the Ghost of Sparta finally catches up to him, Hermes dies in a gruesome way.
I thought Spartans fought with honor, and yet you seek to kill me when I have no way to defend myself? Not fair. But you have your own sense of honor. Right, Kratos? And what has that honor brought you? Nothing but nightmares of your failure. Today you may defeat me, but in the end, Kratos, in the end, you'll betray only yourself. Leave me alone! Go away!
After the death of Hermes, Kratos continues on his journey to find Pandora, but is stopped by Hera, Zeus's wife.
Bravo! Bravo! Our hero has arrived. Applause for another bastard child of Zeus. Just in time for the final act.
Hera.
You look terrible, dear. Still wanting to kill my husband, I suppose?
You know I seek revenge on Zeus.
Can't say that I blame you. Since you killed my son Ares, fear of you consumes him.
His fears will not matter until he is dead.
I'll drink to that.
Hera, I seek the child, Pandora.
Pandora? That wretched little thing my son Hephaestus created? Well, we can't have you do that, my dear. Destroy him.
Hello, brother.
This is not between us, Hercules.
Isn't it? You were always Zeus's favorite.
The air on Olympus affects your thinking, brother. Zeus has no favorites.
Kratos and Hercules engage in battle, and Kratos beats the demigod to a bloody pulp. Kratos finds Hephaestus again, who has had a sudden change of heart and wants to aid the Spartan in killing Zeus.
Kratos. Tell me, has Aphrodite conquered another god of war?
That is a question you should ask your wife. I seek the labyrinth.
Ah, the gods have truly blessed you, Kratos.
I thought you sought only the flame. What could you possibly want? No! Stay away from her! Stay away from Pandora, Kratos! You are the reason she is in the labyrinth! The reason I live here in hell!
I have done you no wrong, Hephaestus.
Oh, but you have, Spartan. You opened the box.
I did what had to be done.
Clearly, you don't understand. The evils of the Great War cannot easily be contained. I forged the box in a power greater than the gods themselves. The flame of Olympus. As the raw metal took shape, I realized the flame was the safest place to protect it. The lock was set. All that was needed was a key, a way to retrieve the box. Created from the very heart of the flame, the key took on a life of its own. Pandora. A child, neither living nor dead. I grew to love her, Spartan, and she grew to love me as her father. When Zeus came to take the box, I hid Pandora away. I told him that storing the box on the back of Kronos would be the safest place. After all, who could best the Titan? I lied. I did it to save my child. Surely you can understand that. It was your triumph using the box that revealed my deceit. Zeus tortured me until I confessed the truth of my beloved Pandora. He took her away, leaving me alone in my torment. Don't you understand? If you take her to the flame...
Understand this, Smith God. I will stop at nothing to destroy Zeus.
But if you... You're right, Spartan. If it means the death of Zeus, I'd be happy to help you. Perhaps... Yes, of course. We'll need the Omphalos stone. With it, I'll make you a weapon.
I have weapons.
Ah, but not like this. This weapon will give you the retribution you so rightly deserve. The stone rests in the pit of Tartarus. Bring it to me and I will help you.
Kratos heads inside of Tartarus and encounters Kronos. The Titan is angry at Kratos as Zeus banished him to the pits of Tartarus on the day that Kratos took Pandora's box many years ago. Kratos kills Kronos and takes the Omphalos stone that Hephaestus needed to make Kratos his new weapon. However, Hephaestus betrays Kratos and attempts to kill him.
My beautiful Pandora. Please, spare her. Pandora, forgive me.
After killing Hephaestus, Kratos runs into Hera once again.
You! I told him to kill you. I told him the day you were born to kill you. But he would not have it. My stupid husband took pity. And now look what you have wrought. Look at this. Look at it. They're dying because of you. Everything is dying because of you. The sun is gone. The ocean swallowed the land. Disease infects what remains. I am doing all I can to keep them alive. But you, your ruthless murdering of the gods has caused all of this. Ah! You think this garden is not protected? Your brute strength may have bested Hercules. But your simple mind will never find a way out. I look forward to watching you die here, as an old man.
After Kratos makes it further than Hera thought, she begins to insult him as he leaves. But then she mentions Pandora and Kratos' rage takes over him.
You think you can just walk away? We aren't finished. What have you done? What have you done to me? You coward! You destroy all you touch! Good luck with that little whore you call Pandora.
When Kratos finally reaches the labyrinth, he meets the architect behind it, Daedalus, who is the father of Icarus. He is chained up and mistakes Kratos for his son.
My son! My beautiful Icarus! Ah, good, good. You have the Ice Storm. The Scorpion must be defeated. The Ice Storm. That is the secret of the labyrinth. To escape it, we must assemble it. Oh, good. You've already started. I've seen the cubes moving into place. Now, once inside, you must use the gift of Boreas. It is the catalyst that drives the labyrinth. You're not... But you... What have you done with my child? My boy! Where is my boy?
Your son is dead, Daedalus.
My boy, my child, no! I took the gift of Hades, the liquid fire, and the ice storm to create the power of the labyrinth. Create the power! The power to create, the power to destroy. The king of the gods has forsaken me. He said that if I built the labyrinth, I would see the return of my son. He said that if I took the liquid fire... Oh, my boy. Oh, my child.
Kratos finally reaches Pandora, who Zeus has now been after as well.
Pandora! What has he done?
He told me to never talk to you again. He told me if I did, he would hurt you the way he hurt my father.
He won't.
He told me he would kill you.
He can't. We must leave this place.
Come, I can show you the way. Thank you, Kratos.
Our journey is far from over, Pandora. By its end, you will not be thanking me.
I know I look it, but I'm not a child, Kratos. I've seen many terrible things. I'm not afraid. I understand what lies ahead. I saw Zeus torture my father. I saw him beaten because of me. I should have helped him, but I was afraid.
Hephaestus did what every father should do. Protect his child.
No! It's all my fault. I failed him because of fear. Fear is its own kind of darkness. In that darkness, I heard what the gods said about me. They called me a monster.
Words mean nothing.
Perhaps. But in their words, I heard fear. The fear of an ash-covered warrior. The fear of you. As the fear in the gods rose, mine was replaced by hope.
Hope is for the weak, Pandora.
Hope is what makes us strong. It is why we are here. It is what we fight with when all else is lost.
Throughout his search for Pandora, Kratos can't help but think of his daughter Calliope. The way Pandora speaks to him, Kratos begins to feel this need to protect her. He tries to deny it and hide what he is feeling, but the more time he spends with Pandora, the more he begins to question his need for vengeance. As Kratos releases the chains that protect the flames of Olympus, he hears Pandora's call for help, and Kratos rushes to her only to find Athena speaking with Pandora.
Pandora! Pandora! Athena!
It's all right, Kratos.
Remember your purpose, Spartan. Remember why you have come so far. Prepare yourself, Spartan. You know what you must do.
I will raise the labyrinth. I will take her where she belongs.
Athena's warning is weighing heavy on Kratos' mind, as he knows what he must do to reach Pandora's box. When Kratos arrives at the chamber, it's time for Pandora to give her life to the flames. But Kratos suddenly changes his mind.
There it is! I can see it, Kratos. In the darkness, the fires of hope will set us free.
Pandora, no!
You know why I'm here. You brought me here to do this.
I will find another way.
No, Kratos. There is no other way. Let me go!
No, child!
I am not a child! You're hurting me! Kratos, help!
Put her down, Zeus!
Your obsession with this thing has become somewhat of a nuisance, my son.
Release the girl, Zeus!
Don't confuse this object, this construction of Hephaestus, with your own flesh and blood. But perhaps you already have, Spartan. Your quest for Pandora, your pathetic attempt for atonement from the family you slaughtered, has caused nothing but havoc on Olympus. Look around at what you have done.
I see only what I have come to destroy.
Taking pity on you has been my greatest mistake, Kratos. Just as taking pity on this thing will prove to be your greatest mistake.
This has nothing to do with her!
It has everything to do with her!
Put her down!
As you wish.
An enraged Kratos attacks Zeus and they begin to fight once more.
Surrender to me, and Pandora will live.
During the fight, Pandora sees an opening and lunges towards the flames, but Kratos rushes to stop her.
Pandora! Pandora, no!
Stop her, Kratos! Do not let her into the flame!
This is what I am meant to do! You know that! Please!
Hush!
Kratos!
Your family!
Pandora!
Power to kill a god.
Empty! After all you have sought, after all you have sacrificed, it ends in another stunning failure!
With Pandora dead and Pandora's box empty, Kratos is filled with rage, and his only goal now is to kill Zeus once and for all. They meet once again at the top of Mount Olympus.
Such chaos. I will have much to do after I kill you.
Face me, father. It is time to end this.
Yes, my son. It is time.
As father and son fight, Gaia appears. Kratos and Zeus fight inside of Gaia, and Kratos is able to land a devastating blow to Zeus and kill the Titan Gaia in the process. As Kratos leaves, Zeus, the king of the god, awakens and is about to kill Kratos. But deep inside his mind, Kratos finds the power of hope, the power that Athena hid inside of Pandora's box, and Kratos remembered the words of Pandora herself.
Hope is what makes us strong. It is why we are here. It is what we fight with when all else is lost.
He found the strength to overpower the king of the gods one last time and finally kill him. This plunges the Greek world into darkness, and Athena reappears to thank the Spartan and ask him to return to her the power of hope. Here Athena hopes to become the new ruler of the Greek world. Kratos, however, refuses.
done well, Kratos. Freed from the bondage of Olympus and cleansed in chaos, mankind is now ready to hear my message.
Look around you, Athena. The world stands in ruin. What good is your message?
Go if you must. But first, I insist you give me the power from inside the box.
The box was empty.
That can't be true. I can see it in your eyes. You used my power to kill Zeus. You still have it as we speak. Don't you understand? When Zeus gathered all the evils and placed them in the box, I dreaded what would happen if it was opened again. And so, I summoned the most powerful weapon in the world, and I placed it in the box.
I told you, it was empty. Pandora was sacrificed in vain. She died because of my need for vengeance.
You must be mistaken. You used my power to kill Zeus. I saw you do it. Unless... Of course. When you opened the box, you released the evils to the gods. Infected them. Changed them. Zeus himself fell prey to the dark evils. This is why he became so enraged and obsessed with your death. He was consumed by the evil, fear. I thought the power I placed in the box was never released. All these years, I assumed you drew from the evils inside to destroy Ares. But I was wrong. The power you took from the box is mine. From it, you gained the strength that Zeus could never destroy. A strength great enough to overcome fear. Locked deep inside of you, Kratos, is hope. It has remained buried, trapped by your guilt and the failures of your past. When you killed Zeus, you must have allowed something to awaken it. What was it, Kratos?
Hope is what makes us strong. It is why we are here. It is what we fight with when all else is lost.
What was it, Kratos?
All I remember is what I have lost.
That is why you should give me the power. I understand its true meaning and where it belongs. I trust you to do the right thing, Kratos.
You shouldn't.
You owe me this, Kratos.
I owe you nothing.
I made you a god. I sheltered you from the wrath of Olympus. I delivered you revenge on Zeus.
It is over, Athena.
You would dare strike me down? Again?
My vengeance ends now.
No! You fool! What have you done?
Kratos takes his own life and gives the power of hope back to humanity. This hope could help the Greek world rebuild and make a world without the need for gods.
That was meant for me! They will not know what to do with it! You disappoint me, Spartan.
As Kratos' goal is complete, he crawls into the ocean and falls inside of it. Kratos is hoping that the eternal quietness of death takes him. Now this concludes the story of God of War 3. During these events, Kratos was at his all-time angriest. Everything that he had done had led him to that point. And I noticed a big change in Kratos from all of the previous games to God of War 3. He was basically unleashed and nothing mattered to him anymore. That's why I think God of War 3 was so special, because it allowed Kratos to truly give in to his rage and to just be filled with it. I also believe that this is why no other interpretation will ever feel similar, because Kratos will never go down that road of anger again. Both Kratos' journey in Greece finally ending, we will now be looking very quickly at the events that take place in DC Dark Horse Comics' God of War Fallen God, which is said to be canon and follows Kratos immediately after the events of God of War 3. Kratos wakes up on a hill, and his wound is once again healed. He realizes that death is not welcoming him. Not yet. Kratos, in anger, says that if he is to be cursed and not allowed death, then he will rid himself of the blades of chaos that have consumed him for far too long. Kratos throws the blades and falls asleep, but when he awakens, the blades are next to him. He finds a ship and begins to sail the oceans. He once again throws the blades, this time into the raging sea, and eventually loses track of time. But he notices that the storms have stopped and that the sea has become quiet. When Kratos arrives on land, he notices that it is sandy and warm. He finds a quiet place to rest, but when he awakens, the blades are at his side again. Kratos feels like he's losing his mind, and he throws the blades once more and stumbles upon a village. But when the villagers see him, they get this fear in their eyes, and Kratos begins to wonder if they know who he is. An old man tells Kratos that they've heard the tales of the ghost of Sparta, and that's why they tremble in fear, just at his mere sight. Kratos is shocked to hear that they know of his past, but the old man tells Kratos that he has landed in their village due to destiny, and that he has a purpose there, which he does not yet know of. Kratos brushes this off as he is done with gods and destiny. Months go by and Kratos continues to wander the sandy lands. Sleep deprived and weak, he closes his eyes, but when he opens them, he finds the blades at his side again. Kratos ignores the blades and continues wandering until he passes out from pure exhaustion. He awakens once more in what appears to be a dream. Here Athena appears to him and tells him to return home to fulfill his destiny. Kratos tells Athena that he is through with her and that he believes it is her that continues to bring the blades back to him. When Kratos awakens, he finds the old man once again, who tells him that he will soon be needed. As time goes on, Kratos stumbles upon the same village he did months ago. The villagers, however, aren't scared of Kratos anymore, and they begin to plead with the ghost of Sparta in hopes of convincing him to help with a beast that is tormenting their village. Kratos refuses at first, but eventually gives in. Kratos fights this beast, however Kratos is knocked unconscious, and here Athena appears again, this time with the god Thoth, who is an Egyptian deity, who has been the old man that Kratos has been speaking to. It appears that destiny brought Kratos to the Egyptian lands to rid them of this monster. Athena once again gives the blades to Kratos and he uses them to slay the beast, who was an ancient Egyptian hippo. After Kratos slays the beast, he falls to his knees, angry and confused. He does not know what is next. However, he feels like he is cursed to forever wander and be consumed with rage, reliving his worst nightmares time and time again. Kratos gets up and grabs the blades and sails the